She was so positive that there was an opportunity, this was going to happen. She would stick it in her own drinks on the way to the bar. How about just take your drink to the bathroom? Welcome back to Under Oath.
I will say that there's this story going around TikTok, and for you out in the audience, it's probably fake. Like half the stuff on TikTok, it's probably fake. But it brings up a pretty good discussion point, though. So here's how the story goes. All right. So supposedly some chemistry student makes some sort of concoction, right? Concoction. Did I say it incorrectly? How do you say it?
Pepsi and Mentos. I don't know. Go ahead.
All right. It's harmless by itself.
But put together.
You put it in your drink, right? And it's a way to sort of safeguard your drink, allegedly.
So nobody...
And if somebody comes along and they put like a roofie in your drink when you're not looking, it explodes.
That's like people peeing in the pool
like
and discoloring the area
volcanic,
you're in.
like,
okay.
Right? So that's the story. All right.
It blows up the drink.
Yep. And so she went to the bathroom, leaving her drink on the bar counter.
Oof, rookie move.
And what do you think happens?
Boom.
We're not talking about it, right? Unless it blows up.
Boom.
So it blows up, and it blows up because somebody allegedly put something in there that at least acted like a roofie with respect to combining with the other chemicals. Was it a roofie? Was it not a roofie? Maybe the guy has a plausible explanation as to why he was putting anything in somebody's drink.
Boom.
Yeah. So in this kind of how is this different, Jeff, than me taking the biggest bear trap I can find and putting it underneath one of my windows, actually all of my windows in my house when I'm gone on vacation, just waiting for somebody to come in and try and take my stuff.
Which is illegal, so you know. You can't set up traps for people. This isn't Home Alone. You can't do that. Just so you know. You see Dave goes, my whole house is like that. Our producer just looked at me. That doesn't seem right.
So did she do the very minor version of this?
Worse.
She left a drink on a bar?
Worse.
Tempting the would-be rapists?
Much worse.
Much worse? Do we care about rapists?
No, it's not the rapist you got to concern. It's everybody else in the area. Imagine I'm going back to your thing with the bear trap. Imagine it was TNT and you blow up the whole neighborhood trying to stop the guy. That sounds like exactly what happened. The drink blew up and it affected anybody in that area. So that makes it even worse.
So it's a non-discriminatory bomb. It's not it's not going to just affect, but it only blows up a little bit. And the only thing that happens is people get wet. So what? So people at the bar, let's say it explodes and 5 or 6 people get wet. So what? You have at least potentially prevented a rape. Haven't you?
You're asking, can you use that for self-defense?
Dirty martini bomb.
Yeah, it's a new.
She started a new drink. I want a dirty martini bomb.
And just for
put the anti-roofie stuff in it.
We're just discussing the law. I'll discuss the reality of it in a minute. This is a person who says, okay, I'm going to defend my drink and make it so that it blows up or does something. We don't know how bad the explosion is. We don't know the concept of the chemicals, whether it'll affect somebody. It's a volatile chemical. I would rather just like those just foamed up, just like, you would think that'd be a lot safer if it just foamed up and just everywhere.
Like those fireworks, the Black Mamba,
yes.
when you light it and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yes, but it would be against the law if it could hurt somebody. Now, if it didn't hurt anybody.
What if it explodes? It explodes so violently that the glass shatters everywhere.
Oh, that's a super crime. That's not just like a regular crime. You're talking about that could be negligent homicide.
Who's responsible for that, though?
She is. She put it in motion. She created something. She goes, if somebody does this, it'll explode.
But the reason she did it was to prevent her from getting raped or roofied.
You can never use self-defense in the situation where you're creating traps. It doesn't work that way.
I think you're allowed to use deadly force to prevent a rape.
We can agree with one thing, that deadly force, we don't know what could have happened or didn't happen.
She didn't know for certain that somebody was going to come along and put a roofie or some kind of substance that acts just like a roofie in her drink while she was gone.
She was preparing for it, though.
She was prepared for it. Is it illegal to be prepared now?
Actually, you know what it is? It's an accessory to the fact. You were an accessory to the crime. You
What's
did
the crime?
First half, blowing up the bar. You created half the thing. Hey, I stuck every ingredient but salt in it at the end, and it blew up. I didn't put the last ingredient in.
But it's not salt that was the last ingredient. It's a roofie that's the last ingredient.
I'm not saying that. What she's saying, the argument is that she didn't put the last ingredient in. No, she created the bomb other than the last ingredient, which makes her an accessory to the crime. She was expecting it to happen, or she would not have created the concoction in the first place. She was
just
betting it would
because
happen.
there's the possibility it can happen doesn't mean that you expect that it will happen. Those
do
are
you
two
think you
different
can drink
things.
these things with the chemicals she put in it, or you?
Yeah, it makes you taste better. That's part of the chemist. That's part of the patent.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah. Part of the patent. Tastes better.
She was so positive that there was an opportunity this was going to happen. She would stick it in her own drinks on the way to the bar. How about just take your drink to the bathroom?
Who takes their drink to the
Everybody
bathroom?
does.
No, they don't.
The fact is this: she created a trap.
She's fine.
She didn't put the last.
She's fine.
She's not fine if it's
She
deadly.
is totally fine.
If it's deadly.
Hey, how could it be deadly? It's not going to explode. That no,
Boom.
it's not under
Boom.
pressure.
Boom.
The glass is open at the top.
Oh,
so any explosion is going to be
a bomb
relatively minor.
requires stuff around it? What do you think? What do you, think C4 is?
You would charge her?
I would put her in prison immediately.
Oh my goodness!
I wouldn't even think about it.
That
She
is-
killed somebody
that
because
is
she was
hold on.
arbitrarily
Nobody
created something.
died. Hold on.
Somebody
Nobody died.
In my scenario, somebody died. Bartender died.
Somebody could die.
Somebody died. In
If
my
it
story,
explodes,
somebody
I
died.
suppose the glass could shoot out at such a velocity that
And
it
what
hits.
plastic glasses do you normally get in a bar? What kind of bar
Oh,
do you go?
yeah, glass glasses.
We all know that alcohol is flammable at 50%. So that's why certain liquors are more flammable than others, but beer is not. You mix it with water. Any fruity drink is not going to blow up in your face. But if, let's say, you're drinking high end, I can't even imagine what is it.
They light the old fashions on fire right in front of you. The flame. You ever see The Simpsons? They got the flaming Mo, right?
You get your knowledge from The Simpsons.
Who doesn't?
Now, certain drinks are even more flammable. For example, like shots of rum.
So this lady
Stuff like that.
comes in and she hires you.
Orders a shot.
She hires you. This lady,
Hires
the
me.
one that you just said is guilty
like her?
of committing.
She likable?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll
for the
as long as she's likable. If she's mean, I
for
can't
this
represent
theoretical
her.
made up scenario.
She's
Sure,
like one of
she's
these
like
wild Karens. I'm not doing it.
But anyway, she hires you. I've been charged. The state attorney's office
Jeff
charging me with
Kaufman is
creating
fighting
a bomb.
for the bomb lady.
Yes.
Right.
How do you defend her?
Real simple. The jury is going to go with me. Oh, I guess rape is okay.
Well, now you sound like me.
I know. But see, I said it differently. I said it with more sympathy.
I
You
see.
said it with anger.
I see.
I can look at this and I said, it's amazing, how many daughters and wives and everything else have to worry about people being heinous and trying to do these things. Do you know how hard it is to convict a rapist? But I can tell you what will convict him. Little gasoline to the face, and nobody's going to feel bad for him. In criminal cases, juries want to feel bad for the victim. But if they hate the victim, these shoes were meant for walking. And that's what my client's going to do.
What?
Jury nullification.
Jury nullification. Yeah. So that's what you would argue for, jury nullification.
I wouldn't say it.
Yeah, I know you can't say it, but that's what you'd be arguing for.
How can you say that she does not have the right to protect herself?
You're going to send her to prison for trying to protect herself. That's
Yes.
what you're going to do.
Yes.
And I can't believe that this is the kind of jury that would do that. You guys will go in. We'll see what your verdict is when you come back
This
out.
law was not meant to protect bad actors. And when I say actors, people committing crimes, that's what we call actors. Not like Baldwin or something, but just actors.
Speaking of bad actors.
There went my role. I was in this new ending. I'm out. All right. So what we're talking about is pretty simple. It's something that's highly offensive. It offends the mind. It offends the spirit. But the law itself means that people don't do crazy stuff because you know what happens? You go past that. You go, okay, now I got this drink. Well, why don't I just have a spinning knife? You're going to start creating crazy crap because people will always take it to the next level.
Well,
it's like those guys who light their farts on fire. People just they're crazy. We eat Tide Pods. We don't trust anybody.
So we'll wrap it up like this then. So setting booby traps is okay in some cases, but not in others.
No, it's not okay.
And when
It's
it
never
is okay,
it's never okay.
when it is okay, it is to prevent a heinous crime like rape.
No.
Not as okay when it's just to prevent a property crime, someone stealing my TV.
Is that your feelings, or are you actually spouting the law?
That's the morality of the issue.
Okay, well, you're a lawyer. I don't want morality.
That's how you get a jury nullification, is you make that morality type argument.
Okay, but that
how
is
else
not
do you
the
get
finding.
a jury nullification if you don't appeal to the morality of the situation?
You can, but certain states have rules like reptilian laws and things like that, where they say you make the person so evil that the jury goes that way and they don't allow it. You can walk it in. I doubt a state attorney or a prosecutor would feel so, let's just say, aggressive to prosecute a woman who was defending herself on rape unless somebody was really hurt badly and it wasn't the guy who's trying to do the bad stuff.